live right now.
Mm.
Yeah, it's live.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay. Hello, friends.
Hey!
Wait, let me.
I am
I'll
without a
just check
camera,
the,
sorry.
Yeah, there it is.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so let's start talking shit.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
I think like maybe first you trash it and then I make everything up by saying all the good
I
stuff.
actually have some stuff. So since this is our first live for all of us, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So since this is our first live, I'm gonna. Hi Zimmer. How you doing? Well,
Hey.
in case you guys didn't know, that's my girlfriend. She's watching right now. Okay.
Hi.
So the first thing that I wanted to ask, since this is our first live, is for you guys and me after to let everyone know a little bit more after yourselves.
Okay, well, let's go first.
So I guess I can start it off. I can start it off for you guys asking something like, how did you get here?
Through Google Hangouts.
I know you do. I know you do something like you do the booktube newbie tag and stuff like that, and you answer that there. But for those who don't know you, who are you? How did you get into booktube?
Okay.
Why did you like all that
Alice,
stuff?
you or me? Who's gonna go first?
Oh, I'll go first. So,
Thank you
hi
so much,
everybody. My name is Alice. My channel is Arisutocrat, and I guess it'll be linked or whatever. So, yeah. And I came to BookTube like, I don't know. I've always been watching BookTube, but I feel like I was just like, I'm tired. No one represents my opinion, so I'm going to make my own opinions. So, sort of like out of bitterness, but also because I wanted to join the community, I guess.
Like because you liked the community, you like what you saw when you first started watching.
I just wanted to be part of it instead of being a spectator.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I review fantasy books, and we swear a lot. So
We swear a lot.
come to my channel if you like, sass and shit.
Oh yeah, she does.
She's always hot.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's my turn now. Hey guys, I'm Ellie. Welcome back to my channel. I am always so sorry. I love to say that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I'm Ellie. I live in Kazakhstan, which is probably the main reason why I started BookTube, because no one reads in English here, and no one even knows English, and I don't have anyone to talk about that stuff. So, okay. I thought you broke something.
No, it's my tea.
It's
I wasn't being like, this is tea. I was just like, I was refilling.
Are you already spilling the tea?
No,
we didn't even start talking about
the table's dry. Okay, fine. It was premature. It feels out.
I think she just can't wait to talk about the trash.
It's time.
Okay. Well, I don't have a lot to say about me anymore because yeah, that's all me. I am just a booktuber who likes to read and rarely does any reviews.
That's a lot of
like I try, okay? It's hard. Okay, so how do we start? Like, probably we should first say what the book is about for like non-spoiler part and stuff like that.
Okay, so we have to be objective.
So wait, actually, I did some questions here, so I'm gonna interview you guys. Are you ready?
Oh, this is a job interview.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm so bad at this. I'm actually really bad.
Actually, so before we get into it, into like the review itself, I wanted to ask you guys, like, what rank did you give this book, and what was the main reason for that to happen?
Alice, you go first.
Me? Okay. So I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, and it's not a bad rating. It's like in the middle.
I know.
Relax.
It's actually above the middle.
Yeah.
Even.
So like I tried to be fair and all. I gave it 3 out of 5 because like I originally tried reading this book a year ago and I didn't like it and I like gave it 1 star. So technically this is like way better than
Yeah.
I thought it would be.
Like, this is an upgrade.
And,
maybe
yeah.
maybe with the next books you'll even love them better.
Yeah, so I gave it another shot and you know, I didn't hate it. which is which is good. But like the main reason like I gave it 3 out of 5 is that like the plot sort of like it didn't have a direction. It just sort of like went where it went without like much like driving conflict. But like I didn't hate the characters, so I guess that was good.
Yeah. It's
Like-
better than 1 star, I guess.
Yeah. I
Hey,
gave the
we've come a
book.
long way.
I actually gave this book 5 stars because like the last 30-40% were like amazing for me, and everything was made up by that, and I was like, yes, I love this, I want to read the next books, I am so here for that. And I actually struggled so much. I was like I binge listened to the last 20%, I think, to the audiobook, and I was like sitting doing like a puzzle, and when some parts were like there, and I was like, my jaw dropped, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, so maybe an audiobook was better.
No, I don't know, like maybe because I started reading it like in ebook format, and that's why I probably felt that it was kind of slow starting, but I don't know, it's quickly picked up, and with the audiobook it was like very like quickly accelerating, and oh my god, I loved it so much. I can't. I am just fangirling just thinking about the characters, and
Well,
I really love the characters. Like
I actually also read it in ebook, like, but I didn't have the audiobook. I just read the whole thing.
Yeah, me too.
And I agree with Alice here, which I know it's for like a big pain when it comes to Ali's opinion. I know she aches for this, but I agree. It's a 3 out of 5 because there's a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about here, but it's so much stuff that was missing there that I just couldn't. I actually was going for 2 out of 5, but that there was one part there that made me actually be happier. So I went for 3 out of 5 because of that. But apart from that, I just think the book was missing a lot, and I like we actually talked about before. It is kind of a feminine version of The Last Airbender. So
Yes.
so,
like I see the similarities, but it's completely
still,
different.
Yeah.
There are.
That there's no lawsuit needed.
no.
Like
Okay, so-
I see the similarities, but I actually thought like this reminds me of The Last Airbender, and I love that about this book. And then I just went on and did not think about it anymore because like it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you develop it, yes.
Yeah. There's just like one part.
The base.
I don't know if it's spoilers. Like one part that like made me think like this is Avatar fanfic. Like there was one sentence.
We're gonna go.
Okay, later.
We'll wait for it. It's
we're
kind.
gonna go
It's not
into
really a spoiler. It's not a plot spoiler, but it's like a little detail.
We're gonna spoil it all in a minute. So I'll give you all a warning. It's actually okay. I wanted to get a little bit in detail now that we spoke about the whole general thing, and like in the first pages, I know that Ali spoke to me about that because she had like, one certain opinion in the first pages. So I wanted to get into that and learn what Alice knows, thinks about that too. But what did you guys think about like the first 100 pages of the book? How did those make you feel?
So like the first 2 chapters.
The first 100 ebook pages or the first 100
just
pages
out of the 330 pages.
Okay, so like a third, but like 10
like
chapters.
a third.
10 chapters.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happened in the 10 chapters. I don't remember.
Yeah, like I remember like it was very slow at the start.
Yeah, it
And
was slow.
it slowly like picked up its pace a little bit by bit, and then it was like, whew, and and special effects sounds, and who is who's the special
because
effects
yeah,
guy?
I forget that you read a little bit of it at least in the audiobook, right?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the last like I don't know, the last like 20, 30, or 40%. Like yeah, I just binge read it yesterday, and
Yeah.
then yeah.
Um,
But it picked up like at 40% for me. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
same.
somewhere around that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember messaging Ali being like, "Wow, this picked up." Like,
okay, this is starting now. Now it's starting. Now it's getting serious.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
And like the first like 10 chapters, if I recall correctly, they were like introducing us into this world, and like the whole book was actually introducing us to the world, but like the first 10 chapters were like very slow, and not just to the world, but also they were introducing us to the main character and to the prince.
I know how you feel about him.
No. By the way, at first I was really disliking the prince. Like I thought he's an ass. Like
But I guess that's the purpose of it, right?
Yeah, and I'm still not like okay. At the end, like at the final end of the book, I was like, yeah, he's a good guy, right? And like before that little part, I was like, I am so confused. Is he good or bad now? What the hell is happening?
Yeah.
And I love that about this character, because I love characters like that who are like, they pretend to be bad, they pretend to be like this villain, but like they have feelings too. Okay, villains have feelings too. I like Voldemort. Okay?
Maybe bad feelings.
Okay.
They have feelings.
Like, Alice, did you read Shatter Me?
Huh?
Did you read Shatter Me?
Yeah. Oh, that's
like
my shit.
Warner,
I love Shatter Me.
Warner, like I love characters like that. Like Warner is the prince here.
Warner is best boy.
Yeah.
I will answer one question from the Wild Sasha, because she asked like the feminine version. And yes, we were saying that because at the beginning of the book, especially with the base story for the book, it looks a lot like the Airbender, like the last Airbender.
Yeah. So yeah.
Giving you the base story, this is basically a girl that has the power to control the air, like the wind and stuff. And in a world where there are sorcerers that control the earth, the fire, and the water, and she controls the wind, and she's like the last person there is, and that was discovered after 150 years to have that power. So
she's the last Airbender.
Yeah, exactly. She is the last Airbender. Only she's
What a girl.
Yeah. So that's what we were talking about at first. And actually, for me, the first 100 pages, I have to agree with both of you there, because it was so slow. Although I did like that, because it's the setting of the whole world, and I like that kind of thing in the books. Like, I like that the writer lets me have enough time to like build everything in my head, and I really liked that part in the book. So I didn't mind at all that it was a bit slow paced at first.
Like I have a lot of problems with slow-paced books because like I get bored and shit, and I'm like, where will something happen? But here, like it wasn't that evident, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of slow, but I'm okay with that. Like I don't really mind, because I'm getting to know this book. Okay, hey book, I'm Ellie, and you're a book, and
Well, yeah,
hi, yeah. Like,
hi,
nice
book.
to meet you, yeah. Let's get comfortable.
So, in the first third of the book, let's put it this way, if you were asked if you would want to keep it going or not, would you guys?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like, even though it was very slow paced for me, like I still wanted to read it. Like, okay, if you would ask me like the first 10 pages, then I would say, I don't know. But the first third of the book, like, yeah, definitely.
Okay. What did you? What was the character that you liked the most in the first third of the book? Because
Oh, I can't say the full book.
what?
I can't say the whole book because they don't show up in the first third.
Wait.
I think I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Is it
Okay,
Fritz?
the first third. The first third. I don't know. I didn't really like any of the characters in the first third of the
Yeah,
book.
exactly. That was my point actually.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I actually liked Vala.
No, I mean I think
What?
Vala isn't
She
very
gets better.
well done
She
because
gets
it's like
better.
she's like this girl that is supposed to be smarter than everyone else because she reads a lot of
She's
books.
so dumb.
But yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Wait. Okay, I'm gonna try and like
Defend her.
defend, yeah, because I'm actually like you guys know that I'm writing a book, yeah, and I'm actually like doing a similar thing with my main character. Like we are actually like seeing everything mostly through her eyes, yeah, and it's like, I mean, I feel really like her decisions and her thoughts and her actions and stuff like that. I feel really like I would probably do worse than her, because like, just imagine being in a situation like that. I mean, what the fuck would you do? I mean, like, I can't imagine what the hell would I do if I were in that situation. It would be just completely too much stress, and I would be just like, I want to die right now. Okay, let me just die in a corner and don't leave me alone.
Dropped from.
No, but I think my biggest problem with her, Vala in general, was and that's the same thing, and I think that's where Alice is going for, is like she's not certain. Like she is like all smart and everything in one page, and then in the other page she has like the dumbest decision ever, and she can't read anyone for shit. It's like
I thought books were supposed to make you smart.
like
Does it?
the bad guy.
But wait,
She thinks he's great. Then suddenly he tries to he kidnaps her, and she's like, "I hate you." And then, but 10 pages after, she's like, "Ah, you're not so bad."
but wait, like, I actually understand. Again, I understand her and her actions, because it's one thing to be intelligent and have knowledge, but the other thing is like acting, because
like socially,
there's like not just knowledge that you need to have good decision and good actions. You also need to control your emotions. Like emotions do a lot of thing, like in that
yeah,
kind
but
of.
she's very emotional.
Yeah, but
Like-
she's a girl. I mean, come on. Do you know how we girls? I mean, Alice, please.
No, I don't have emotions. I can't relate.
Oh,
JK, but like I see your point, because like I feel like Elise was trying to do it in her writing where Vala is like a book smart person, but
Yeah.
like in practice she's like not
Dumb. So,
smart.
Yeah,
really
But
that's my
like
point.
Eldrick says it like so often, like there's more that you can learn that's not in books. And so I feel like
Yeah.
that was probably what she was trying to do, but I still thought Vala was kind of dumb. Like I understand, like that's my opinion versus like I understand what the author was trying to do.
Yeah, see?
Like
But then, like, okay. So, what did you think then about the whole? Like, this is how the book starts getting twists. Basically, at first she's like this library girl, blah blah blah, and then this is the first part that actually got us kind of conflicted. Was when the Prince Aldrich comes into the palace and he's wounded from the war, and suddenly like he has a lot of monks around him trying to heal him, but suddenly Vala somehow heals him. Like she's an amateur monk, an apprentice that is just there, and she just heals him. How do you guys feel about that? Like,
it's magic or something.
because I didn't get that actually.
Friendship is magic.
It's magic.
I didn't get it. I was like, okay, she did some notes, and she was like really exhausted at the end because she spent like the whole night doing notes in every book she could find. And then later on, the prince tells her that some notes of hers were complete gibberish, but some others were good, and that he could heal himself off of reading that, following her instructions. But I
That is
mean, she
magic.
is an apprentice that puts books away, and he has like loads of people around him that whose job is to read the books and learn. So how is she the one who manages to do that? That was like a big problem for me.
I don't know. I, like again, for me, and I don't know if you guys had the same thing, the same problem, but the first third of the book was kind of very slow paced again, but also kind of blurry in my memory. Like I don't feel like I remember a lot of stuff that happened in the first third of the book, and I'm like I'm actually what?
Not a lot of stuff did happen. I feel.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel
Like
the same.
I remember the
exactly.
stuff that didn't have a lot of action or like anything in it, but I don't remember the stuff that you are like talking about. Like, how did she heal the prince? Like, I am like at a loss here because I just don't remember that part, and I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Like at the end, or I mean, like spoilers. Like I think he was like poisoned or something, and he was like building up some sort of immunity for poison, but he was still like injured
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
He
you
Well,
said like
he was poisoned. Yeah.
the prince.
he was injured through most of the book, and
Yeah,
that's
and
depicted
then
after actually.
for some
But
reason, yeah.
Like,
Mm.
I thought that you actually would tell me what happened with that.
because
Because I have no idea. I don't remember that. I just,
I
and
mean,
throughout the whole book, I was like,
like,
she was mentioning that she saved the prince, and I was like, how did she
did
save
yeah,
through
him?
because
magic.
yeah, she saved him. I think it was that. I think now that we talk about that we are talking about it, I think I remember him saying
Her
to her
notes are
later.
magic and stuff.
Yeah, but I think what it was she did some notes on stuff that she thought was important, and then he off of that note off of those notes he managed to like follow the steps and heal himself. I think that was with magic, but the magic that she left in her notes was what made him know who she was, like what made him go to her. Because
Okay.
after I don't know if you guys remember that, but she first was contacted by Laurel, who showed up and was like mysterious and stuff, telling her stuff she didn't get. And then the second person that showed up to her was Aldrich when he was already good to go,
Okay,
or better.
so I looked to see how many times they mentioned her saving his life. And in chapter 17, it said, you said it's a magical connection, that it saved your life. So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
I thought it
that
was like
they
more,
bonded.
you know, like the bond and shit.
Like now that we pieced together what happened, like with the saving part, now I remember like later on when he explains stuff that he has bonded to her because of
Mm.
her magic, because
Oh,
she
yeah, because she
healed him,
woke
she saved
and she
him.
would,
Yeah,
yeah, she saved him and she
and
woke
like
now.
yeah, and like I remember that she saved him and they bonded because of that, but I don't really remember the part how she
Yeah, it's
saved
kind of
him.
vague.
Yeah,
Like
like
now I get it. Okay,
that's
like
another
now I
thing.
understand.
I don't really get how the bond was so important in this book.
I okay, so I do understand that because I love bonds in books. Like
Also, yeah, yeah. You first, Sally.
okay,
I have
like
something to say.
like when you are bonded, like in most books that is evident that when you are bonded you are going to have like a relationship, either it's friendship or a love interest or something like that. Like you will always see those two people together, and like that really makes it great for the book because it kind of not just gives us like a perspective on how uh not just why they are together, but also how deep the relationship is. And in the end, it's not just the bond that makes them be together, but also because they feel stuff for each other, or they are good together as a team, or they are like happy together and stuff like that. And like because of those kinds of bonds, we can see that they might empower each other, or they make each other better and stuff like that. Like I love when bonds are used in books, because I just I love it when they like do that.
I get.
Yeah, also like plus it's like Avatar fanfic, so it's like Zuko and Aang, and they're like the Fire Lord and the Avatar, so they have
No,
this
please
bond
stop.
and their friendship that will last over lifetimes.
Well, actually, I'm glad you went back to that, because the Wild Sasha asked a question related to that, and she asked if it was because it was similar to the Avatar story that we didn't give it a higher rate, or
Oh no, it's for other stuff.
was just that it was not enough character driven, or things like that. And yeah, we can answer that, because with it was because it wasn't really character driven. I don't know. I get what you are saying when it comes to the bond stuff, but like, how does that impact the story? Like, they could still be friends and not have a bond because she saved him, and it would be the same because they don't really hook up in the whole book. They're just like going around each other a little bit.
Did you not see? Are you kidding me?
Like he tell, like, maybe this is me being a guy or whatever, but
Like, read
like,
between the lines, man.
she's like, okay, what do we have here? And he goes, we're friends, and she's like, oh, we're friends then, okay. And then she set off to war.
Did you actually read that? I'm
No, I
sweating
know.
all over from
No,
laughter.
what I'm saying is, sure, they were going around each other a lot and stuff. I know that, but they never really did anything. They were just, I
Francis,
mean, they danced. That's what they
Francis,
did.
Francis.
What?
The
Do
brother
you feel
tried to
attacked
steal
yet?
her from him. So
Okay, this.
Francis,
Yeah.
do you feel attacked yet? Because
No.
I mean,
I'm-
it's kind of obvious that they're like the main couple, because if you
Yes,
look on
yes,
the next
I know.
covers,
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is,
Like,
nothing
wait,
ever really
like,
happens, and
I
that's not the
thought-
main story. Or
throughout
I think
the last 2/3 of the book, I thought that they are going to be together, but then like
Yeah,
this
then they did.
happens, then something happens, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then
something always happens. It's so fucking. It's so annoying. It's like, okay, they're going to be together now. What? Wait, she's going to.
so
have
can
to
we
go
like
somewhere.
go into spoilers with the
Oh yes.
love shit
Let's give
that
you
went
a
on
warning
here?
right now.
Because I
We're gonna
have
start
some things to
spoiling the
say.
shit out of this. So
I have some things to say.
okay.
yeah.
Fuck Sareem and his whole plot line. That was annoying as shit. Why are you so aggy? And then like the other friend, Roan,
I actually have
she
a
was
problem.
aggy too.
I have
She
a
has
problem with that.
Problems.
Like, why would Vala say yes?
I know.
And,
she was like,
not push him away. Like,
she was like, we would look so good together. I'm like, bitch, reject
and
him.
she's like, oh, he comes from a good family. I
I'm
might
like,
as well
so?
let him kiss me.
So?
I might as well let him
So
just.
does the prince. The prince comes from a good family.
Yeah, but even better. Like, the prince's family is.
Wait. Let me talk. Okay. See, she didn't expect to be with the prince, and she's a commoner. Okay, how can any commoner think that? Oh, I'm gonna marry.
But she's already there.
No, she's a
But,
sorcerer. That doesn't make her the princess queen. Like, no.
No, but she's already there. She's like going to his private garden.
For example, the other prince, you know, he had a whole lot of ho-hoing in his bed. So, like, he had this whole scene where he was like,
trying to get her in his
all
bed.
these girls that come up to me, they like talk good about my food and my like room and stuff, and then they hop onto my bed and like.
But yeah, that confuses me even more. Like,
I was so upset about that, and that she actually went and talked with him. Because
he was like, do you want to see my room? I'm just like, Vala, don't do it.
That's like the classic stuff.
You dumbass.
No,
Don't be
no,
dumb.
no. Please, stop.
Like,
Just get out of there.
but
And she's like, no, I'm gonna, take the food too.
that confuses me so much. Like, Sarim tells her, let's go out together, and she's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe. And then he kisses him. He kisses her, and she's like, yeah, just let him do this shit, whatever.
Never mind.
And then when the other guy, the prince, tries to do the same, she's like, no, I don't want you. Fuck you. Like, yeah, I came to your bedroom, and I will eat your food, but fuck you.
Don't you be on the same? If you give me food, I eat it.
Well, okay. I guess the problem should have been that's the prince's brother. The other one isn't the prince's brother, so it's okay.
Hey, girls are hungry for food. We need it. Don't be acting like you're hungry.
Oh my god.
Would you refuse a nice sandwich?
I would not.
Well, yes, if you wanted to take me into
Only
bed
if
after.
it's the princess sandwich. You have to refuse that one.
Like,
Exactly.
I can actually explain why she agreed to Sarim, or I forget his name.
Because he's a commoner.
No,
Yes,
she agrees to go out on a date with him because she kind of understands that the more realistic future is with him rather than with the prince. Because the prince, he can just say, "You're a commoner. I'm not gonna."
but then that's so fast. She does it so fast because
she's
she
not
knows that.
getting any younger, man.
She's like,
She's 18. She's 18.
She's not
She's
getting
17 for part of this book.
it's like she says yes to Sarim because maybe that's it. But then right after she says again, "Fuck you! I'm just gonna go be a magician now."
What?
Like,
But-
I just kissed you, but now I'm gonna go be a magician. I'm gonna go to a VIP ball and
Okay, I'll first
She
argument's sake, I'll argue with Ali because in one part of the book, in the passage, she was like, I have to, think about like the
Yeah, I know.
normal standard for like what a woman's role should be and stuff. I'm like, fine, that's annoying, but like,
But it's maybe he's a bad kisser because she forgets that all right after he kisses her. He kisses her and she's like, "Nope, I'm going to the ball, bitch."
don't
did that happen? Did that happen? I don't remember.
It was really fast. She never went. She the day after or whatever. He invited her to go to some other place. And she was like, "Yes, I'll go with you." But then
The
right
bakery
after, she
shit.
goes away and she says, "Okay, fuck you. I'll talk to Ro and she'll show up for me. And if you want her, you can
Okay.
kiss her
Let's
as well."
talk about that.
it's like
that shit was dumb.
so I don't get her. So you see why I don't get her. She's like
I
1 second she's there.
I get her.
1 second she's there and like, yes, kiss me and just take me here and let me eat your food too. And then the second after she's like, nah, I don't like this. Yo.
She wasn't all like, yes, kiss me. That was not.
I don't think she was like that.
Like she
but
didn't
he was very eager to get rid of Sarim and set Roan up with Sarim.
But then
like the first chance she has, she's like, nah.
Yeah, exactly. The first chance she has, she goes ahead.
She's like, nah.
And lets him kiss.
That's a stupid part of the book, actually. Yeah, I agree that like Ron, like, she's in love with Sarim, and Vala did not know that for some unexplicable reason because they're best friends, and you never know when your best friend is in love with some guy. But again, even if you don't know, like, she doesn't know that her best friend is in love with the guy that is hitting on her. She did not know that until Ron, or what's her name, told her that she loves him, and Val was like, "Oh, really? Why did not you tell me that sooner before he can kiss me?" And I was like, I was so mad at Ron because she's really annoying. Like she actually pushed Vala to be in this relationship.
Yeah, because she was like, I know he likes you, so I let you have him.
And like I was like, what? What? Just no. No. Don't do that. If you want him, then take him. That she's not eager to have him. Like why?
Okay, guys. Let's talk about one character that I know we'll all agree on, and that we actually forgot until now.
What?
Fritz.
Oh,
He's so amazing. I love the guy.
Like even though he's not that like evident in the book, and he's not like a main character or even that much of a side character, but like just his presence in some of the scenes, priceless. Just yeah.
He's okay. He's okay. I don't remember.
He's the librarian. When she goes into the tower's library, he's like the guy that puts the books away, and he's really nice to her. And he gives her the book on Air Awakens, on the air stuff, people. And yeah, so the storyline goes.
By the way, did you see that coming? That the master actually wrote the book.
No, but it was a bit irrelevant.
No,
I mean, at the end it was relevant, sort of.
Yeah, for me that was just amazing.
Why?
I love that because he actually knows about air benders. Let's call them that.
Yes, but how does that help the story? That's my thing.
Because she's the only one in the world, and he needs to teach her.
But if he hadn't written that book,
she actually like I don't know how much it affects like the next books, but like in this book it really made the whole idea, not the whole idea, but the whole book kind of more sense. And I understand now who wrote the book, who actually why he took care of her, because I think he actually knew that she's gonna be an airbender. Like I have like this idea that he actually felt that she's one of them.
Okay.
Like I don't know if that's true, but I think that he actually knew, and he like just kept her by his side just in case.
I don't know. I think that if he hadn't written that book, it would have been, the story would have gone the same way, because I mean he gets relevant when he defends her later, sure.
If he wouldn't have wrote that book, then she would have no help at all, and no one would have like.
I think it makes sense, like why he's so like nice and lenient towards her.
But he's nice towards everyone.
Yeah, but like he's like the parental figure.
I guess.
So it kind of makes sense, like why it's sort of easy for Val to just like slip away for a week.
Yeah.
Because he's like, okay, I know where you are anyway.
Okay,
yeah. By the way, he knew all the time. Like he knew all the time.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, fine, sure, go, leave for a week. I'll cover for you.
No, that's the thing. That's a good thing, because he knows everything and he understands it, and he's not mad at her for skipping work, because that's like she's the only airbender. Like he knows how heavy and how important that is, and he will like help in any way he can, especially with the book.
Okay, so like what happens next? Like it's, if I remember well, it's like she is finding out all this stuff, and then she helps the prince, then she gets thrown off the roof or whatever
Pushed.
it was.
Pushed.
Oh my god, I was so mad at that. Like
that's okay. I actually get
me, and then he pushes her off the roof. Like who does that?
Actually, I liked how the author, how Elise Kova wrote that, because it's really great how she describes the whole fall. Because get that she would be completely destroyed from that. And then she awakens, kind of. There's one thing that I discussed earlier with Alice that really gets me mad, kind of, because it's like she only does good magic when she faints.
She faints a lot.
She faints a lot. She goes to sleep.
Like every other chapter, she's like fainting.
Yeah,
And then
she's
it fades to black, and then it starts at a new scene.
like
I did not. I actually did not.
no, she falls off the roof, or she's pushed off the roof, and
Yeah.
she obviously there. Yeah, she would be unconscious. And then the second time that happens is when, for some reason, they are at a party and she just goes to sleep.
Drops.
She just faints. She's like looking at Aldrich and she faints, and then
He's just so hot. That's why. He's just too beautiful.
I can understand that.
He's
I
too
can't
hot.
take it. I'm gonna faint.
I probably would think too.
And then she has this, like, that was actually cool. I think she gets her consciousness off her body, and then she's
Astral
really confused.
projection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
she's
did
really
not
confused
expect
because
that.
I mean, of course, she doesn't know what's happening, right? She's just there, like, looking at her body, and
Actually,
they're there.
no,
And
she's dead.
yeah, yeah, you're like, did she die? Did she just?
Like, what is the other book about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like another like Avatar thing where like your spirit goes out of your body
Yeah.
and shit.
But that was nice. I
Yeah.
think. And
But
then
I did not understand why Aldrich saw
Я
her.
не могу себе забрать.
because she connected with him somehow there.
Oh,
got
because of the
Because
bomb?
like she
The
was
bomb.
worried or whatever, and she said his name, and he was like, "Wait, what?" And then he could see her.
Yeah.
But then he was like, "Then I wanna." We're actually getting to like the last 20 minutes, and I wanna talk about one character specifically who is, and I think who will have a bigger role in the next books, which is the senator, Eggman, or
Oh,
what his name
Eggman.
was.
Ew.
Yeah, the first time he shows up is when he is talking privately to the prince. And then he just stays around, and he interrupts their conversation and their lunch when they're at the garden. And then suddenly he's the bad guy. Like, suddenly he wants her to die.
I didn't like him at all from the start.
Yeah, he was fishy.
Yeah,
He was always like
Yeah.
suspicious. Maybe
Yeah.
that's just me always predicting, like, you know,
But-
I was telling, yeah, but
We will talk about other
Yeah.
characters that
Like,
are
I have
predictable but a bit senseless. But yeah, what were you saying, Ali?
like when I read books, I'm more like a feel type of person. Like I feel the book and I feel the characters, and like when I feel that someone's not gonna do something right,
You are not nice.
yeah, I don't like you, man. I just don't like you.
But
And
yeah,
that was Eggman.
that's so obvious for us. And actually, she was smart there because she immediately didn't like the guy. She was like, "Who is this guy?" But then I actually started at that scene in the garden when Prince Baldric like took her away from that and started wanting her to go to her room. He was with the guy before, and he's just way too nice that I started thinking immediately, okay, what shit are you gonna pull?
Baldric or the
Yeah,
senator?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
So
then
my
just-
logic with that was like,
Мысли легче.
oh sorry, you can go ahead.
And I was just saying that then he's just the nice guy. Like, he's very, very nice, and he wants to be with all the women, but
Yeah.
but he's just nice.
The
Are we
thing is, like, I thought. Oh,
the-
sorry.
Are we talking about Aldrich or
No,
the
no.
brother?
The brother.
Brother.
Ah,
Yeah. So I thought it was because like
I was
he's.
really confused about those two because they
Yeah.
have very similar names.
Yeah. I just thought because like he's too hot to be evil or like fully evil.
By the
Or,
way,
like that was my logic.
I did
Like he's not gonna be bad in the end because he's just like low, like problematic, but problematic
But
light.
that was actually what like got me to doubt him, because he shows up the first or the second time with the senator, who turns out to be bad, and he tricks her into going to his room because he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take you," and then he takes her to his room, and she's like, "Wait, what? Where the hell am I?"
like
Where are you
I
taking
did
me?
not like the golden prince from the start until she actually helped her.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point.
What the hell? Why are
No,
you?
Yeah.
like I said, he's too hot to be evil.
No,
But yeah, that's
I did not like that guy. He seems hot and stuff, but
yeah,
no.
exactly. I agree with you totally there. Like,
No. Why did you like? He's your brother. Why would you do that?
yeah, that's one thing, and then it's actually weird because usually
And her.
hot guys that get all the girls aren't usually very happy when a girl, like a commoner especially, tells them no, I don't want you, fuck you. So I'm like, dude, and then he's extra nice. He's like,
No,
oh
he was
yes, you
like,
don't
yeah, it's
want me,
fine.
but
I
I'm
never
gonna take you
forced.
to the ball. I'm gonna dress you nice, and
I was
I'm gonna
actually
take
very
you there.
suspicious at that point when he said, "Oh, I'm gonna like dress you and you will go to the ball," and I was like, "He's planning something. That shouldn't."
Yeah, exactly. That
No,
was
I think it was just like trying to mess with his brother, and like, but they end up being like helping each other in the end
I
or
liked
whatever.
you know what, I actually liked at the end when Laurel just told Vala like, "Oh, those two, they're always pulling something on each other."
Yeah, that's what
I
I
really
thought. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
What were you
predicted
saying,
that
sorry?
too.
Like, I am still not 100% certain about the Golden Prince.
I mean, it's fine. Like, he's
I
supposed to
don't
be kind of
trust you.
suspicious.
I
Like,
I was
don't
okay
trust
with
you.
it because I kind of like it was like, yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be fine.
I don't know. I really was very suspicious because he seemed like he acted too nicely and like
Yeah.
No.
just I don't know.
Well, then what do we have after? Like we have that scene when he picked her up and took her to his room. And then
That was
I feel
bad.
like
Now that you
nothing a
mention
lot
it.
not a lot happens after. She's like she spends like a lot of time with her friends, old friends, and trying to decide if she's going to be in the tower or not. And then she goes to the ball, and that's when the biggest twist happens.
Like the ball. I actually I don't know about you guys, but I love balls. Like
I knew one was gonna happen because, like, how could it not?
Yeah.
And like, of course,
very
there
like
was an explosion.
tropes, but I love ball tropes.
Yeah,
I
it's
love,
not a party without an explosion.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
At
There
least in YA, it's
there's-
not a party if there's no explosion.
But I want to talk about that. So what happens is they go to the ball and like Vala is like completely taken with Aldrich, and the same happens to him.
Oh my
And
god, I almost teared up at that point. I was like, oh my god, that's so
actually, that was
funny.
the part that got me happy because they went outside and they danced a little bit, and then suddenly there is an explosion, and that's the worst point for me in the book because yes, that's the twist, sure, but like there's no reason for other than them being northerners for them to do that, because who creates the explosion is a group of people that were passing by, like what circus people or whatever they were, and they were
Yeah,
just
that
spitting fire
really
and
made
stuff.
me like, of course, it's the fucking refugees who like exploded something in a party, and they were like traveling and like
But yeah, they
being
got
part of a
special
circus.
authorization. Yeah, they got a special authorization to be there because they pleaded that they were
Yeah, for like
peaceful
peace and shit.
and so yeah,
Right,
and then suddenly
peace.
they're
Okay.
exploding everything.
I
Yeah.
like I remember something from the scene when they were like fighting, and
Yeah.
like one of the guys says to the prince to Aldrich like, you are a tough one and stuff like that, and the poison didn't kill you, and I just was like, that guy wanted to kill him in the first place.
Yeah,
How do you
And I
know?
was
yeah. How did you know that? How did you know that?
I don't know. I just have a feeling, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the guy that wanted to kill him in the war, and he like came here to kill him again."
Wait, who is the guy that said like you are a tough one?
It's one of the
one of the junglers.
Oh, okay.
one of
For
the
some reason, like I just thought like because they were from the north and they were like there was a war in the north, I'm just like,
maybe.
yeah,
but
they're the villains.
yeah, that's the problem for
Yeah.
me, and the reason actually at the same time why I want to keep reading the series is
That will be
like
fun.
other than them being northerners, there's no reason for them to do that. And then suddenly the guy knows about Prince Aldrich's wound, and you're like, is this storyline gonna keep going? Like, is this just one event that is gonna make Vala get arrested and blah blah blah, and then go into war as a consequence, or is it connected to more story in the next book? Are they gonna patch this up, or is it just random stuff that the author remembered to do and blah? That's
I think it's actually gonna be revealed in the next book or the book after that, because I actually think that the guy that poisoned the prince in the first place, like in the start of the book, is actually the one that attacked with the other junglers, and I think like there is some shit going on there.
Hmm.
Like those people must be. Oh wait, shit! I forgot that Bala actually killed them all.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
God damn it, Vala.
Why did you have to kill them?
She's not smart after all.
But
This is why.
that goes into our first. That goes into our first theory. Like, she's always fucking fainting. She's there
She
and
had
she's
no
like,
control. It's the
I want to
Avatar
kill
state.
you. I want to save the prince, and then she faints and she explodes everything. Like,
She was hit by an arrow in the shoulder, like
And
try
her
not
Avatar
to-
state
no, but
activated.
that's not my problem. Like, while she's fainted, she still has the wound. So why would her like being fainted help her magic?
It's the Avatar state. She has to. Her. That's how you could utilize
I
her magic the most.
No, it usually, like with magic, it usually works like, oh, I'm doing a big massive spell and then I'm gonna faint, and then you don't remember how you did the spell because it took a lot of damn energy.
Yeah, how convenient. Now I don't have that. Now I don't know how to do.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Like, it was like one sentence, but like for some reason, like someone said that like the people who tried to kill the prince were like part of the other prince's like party, or like their
Yeah, I
the
remember
group.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
like
What?
I did not understand that, to be honest.
Yeah, like I didn't understand, and I read this book in like a day, so I thought I missed it. So
I think what they mean by that is Vala. Like, Vala was coming there from the prince, and their point is that she tried to kill Aldrich. So it's like, yeah, she's just getting here to try to kill him, because that's actually how Eggman tries to frame her. Like, yes, there were people trying to destroy the city, but why would Vala take the prince to that place? Like, why would she do that? And then like have a huge storm to try to kill everyone and stuff like that. So I think that's their point, trying to frame her.
I thought like they were accusing her of being like a spy.
Maybe in a way, I guess.
Okay. Because I thought it was like wasn't related to that incident, and so I'm like, why are you talking about this?
But then okay, we get out of that scene, and then she's locked away, and she doesn't know why at the beginning.
For a second, appreciate how fucking great the fighting scene was. Like how
it wasn't that great because she fainted.
No, I don't mean Vala's fighting. I mean Aldrich's fighting.
Oh, we should talk about Aldrich if we have time.
Yeah, please.
She's been waiting this entire time.
We have like 10 to let's do that. Let's talk about.
We can like do you guys have time, because we can do like half an hour more.
I do. I have time.
I have to finish at like in a bit, like 1 hour.
Okay.
So we like 1 hour of live, so we have like 15 minutes. Let's talk about Aldrich. let's get.
I didn't like him in the beginning.
Yeah,
I don't think you were supposed to like him.
Yeah, but then like
he's this jerk. Like, no one likes him.
I know, but like I knew he was a jerk, but I still like this asshole.
Yeah. it's like with Warner. Like, it's the same as with Warner from.
Oh no, for some reason I always liked Warner, even from like when he first came. I'm like, I know he's going to be good in the end.
No, in the first book I was like, no, please.
Yeah.
Wait. What are we talking about?
I'm sorry. It's from another book.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I
I
just
get it. I get it now.
I'm comparing Aldrich with another character from another series.
It's actually confusing to me because in All the Lights we cannot see there's another Warner. So I'm like, what?
We're talking about Aaron Warner from Shatter Me.
Okay.
And yeah.
You read that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm so
yeah,
trapped
okay.
for Shatter Me.
Oh, I love Shatter Me. Did you
Yeah.
read Restore Me?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
read it when it first came
God.
out.
I saw a lot of mixed reviews when it comes
Yeah,
to
I
that.
had a mixed review for it too, which you
I-
can see in
I-
my review playlist on my channel.
Go to her channel, check it out.
Kind of long though, so.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah, Aldrich.
I just wanted to talk a bit about like the fact that Aldrich, like after, like just before the not law, the judges do their sentence.
Mhm.
Like before that, they met, like do their prayers. Like the guards told Vala to do her prayers and stuff like that, and then Aldrich came in and he was like blabbering on and on about himself. Can we just talk about that scene, please? Because I have so many mixed emotions about that. I was like, oh,
Like he
my-
comes in and he talks to her like all worried and basically convincing her to like him again.
no, like see the
He
like
explains to her why he did all the stuff he did.
like he
Got that,
doesn't
I got
really defend himself because he actually
Because he knows that if he does, it's gonna be worse for her because no one likes him. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
like I don't know. I was like at first when he started talking and he was like, I was plotting and I was making everything so that you will like do what I say and stuff like that, and like you were so naive and you were following all of my directions, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I thought you were a good guy, and then he's like,
I love how you are Vala in that scene. You're like you're Vala. You're like I trusted you.
yes, I trusted him. I trusted him so badly. And then he says that, and then he says, I understood at some point that I just like to be with you. And I'm like, okay, we're back on track. Oh, okay.
I like this again. Yes.
Phew. I was really, really scared at that point because I was actually devastated that he might actually turn out the bad guy.
No, he's on the cover of the next book, so no,
He can't be the bad guy.
not possible.
That's spoiling. You're spoiling yourself. You're like this guy
Yeah, I
can
looked
be
at the
bad.
cover. It's like, yeah,
He's right there in the other
yeah,
cover.
he's right there.
Bad
But yeah,
guys
that
do
made
have
sense. Yeah,
covers.
and actually, the part that got me happy with a little bit happy with the book was when she was first being trialed, and a lot of people were defending her. And actually, because I feel like it happens a lot in the world today, is like you don't understand it, so you hate it. And that's what was happening there. Other people don't understand the air people because there's none of them, so they hate them and they're like, "Oh, this is dangerous. We're gonna die if we let her live, so we have to kill her." And I liked how some people came to her aid by telling them like she doesn't want to harm anyone, and like the emperor got that, and it was even better because
I love the Emperor for that. Like, I actually thought that the Emperor was gonna be like this bad,
yeah.
dark-sided,
But then
evil
again, like
person. But then he's like, take off her shackles,
yeah.
and I was, oh yeah, great, okay, I like you.
because it was I actually liked that she got to kind of help her master when he was falling, because that kind of helped her case for me. Like suddenly everyone was like, "Oh my god, she's horrible. She's doing her powers even though she's shackled." But then the emperor goes ahead and is like, she doesn't want to hurt anyone. If she wanted to, she would have already killed us all.
I
So
also really like the fact that she actually told the truth and answered truthfully, because
Yeah.
she could have said like, no.
no, I wasn't even there. Fuck you.
But she was like, he asked her if she could destroy them all, even with the shackles, and she was like, I don't really feel my magic, but if I would be
Yeah, I
more
could try.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I
I
could
can try
demonstrate.
to kill you. Well, let's try. Okay, unchackle me.
I think I would definitely I definitely could do it, but I don't want to. Like, and like that's how they both understood, like there's this understanding between them, that he understands her position and she understands that he understands her, and like there's like this little connection there.
Yeah. And then actually something interesting happens, because at first when she was locked away, she had two guards that were horrible.
Daniel and Craig.
Yes,
Daniel
exactly.
and Craig.
And then like those two guards were constantly like beating her, and
Oh,
I think they were trying to kill her because they were Eggman's guards, and he was trying to kill her. So
They were trying to kill her
yeah,
because
and
she
then
was on trial. They
yeah,
could not do that,
yeah,
but definitely tried to like severely damage her, because Eggman really must have told them to do that, because I don't think that any guard
he
would do
did.
that. I like any other guard would probably be like, "Are you okay? Like, we should get a medic because you're on trial. Like, you can't die right now."
Maybe I think I guess normal guards that wouldn't really like her would be like, whatever, just stay there.
Yeah.
But they were paid to do that, or just convinced to do that. But then Aldrich gets pissed because they were beating her, and he kills the two guards,
Oh my god!
and he hires his own guards, and his guards are just they're amazing. Like I just love them. I think
Daniel and Craig are the
they're my
best
favorite characters in the whole book.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
totally agree. And I totally loved the part when her brother, or his brother, told Bala when he was patching her up, that he told her that Aldrich was like pissed off after the first
Yeah.
time he saw her, and he was like, actually he set a flame on a chair, and
They
he
were
was
stealing.
like angry, and he was destroying his room, and I was like, oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then he killed the two guards, and he said like, yeah, they were stealing from the emperor. Like,
Yeah, and he
Just-
killed them, and oh yes. Like,
but then Daniel and Craig, they're like, I think my favorite part about them
that we
was when they were at the trial room, and they gave them an order, and they were like, what?
Are we sure we're gonna do that?
What did you tell me to do? What? Wait, what's happening? And then like, do it. And then, oh god, okay.
Yeah, I do
So-
think that was funny, because like they actually did not think that it's a bad thing that she helped him not to drop down dead.
Yeah, they even got her food that they weren't supposed to, because apparently the kitchen was told that they weren't supposed to give her food at all. So he's like,
Those are
they didn't want me to give you food, but I managed this, so at least eat something. And that was great. That part got me happy, like those two guards and the whole defending her part. But then it's like, I don't know, there are so much there for me. There were so many things that weren't explained well enough. Like, why would Eggman want to kill her? What's his beef with her? Why would the other three be the villains, but they don't even come in the story?
I think that's gonna be explained in the next book. I think
That's
like,
what makes me want to read them. Yeah.
I think that there's something like Eggman had like maybe his parents were killed by airbenders, and that's why he hates them so much, and that's why he wants to kill her.
I hope there is a reason behind that. I seriously hope you're right.
I think it's something like that, because it would make a lot of like sense if he hates her because of her magic, because he was damaged by that magic in some way.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the point.
Do you, okay, so would you guys, Alice?
Mhm.
Would you keep reading the series?
Yeah, except I'm not going to read one book per day. like I just did.
No, I feel like
No, we're not expecting that to happen.
I started
Actually-
late, and I made it just in time.
Yeah, when you were like when
I was like,
yesterday
I
you were
don't know
like
if I'm going to finish.
when yesterday you were like, Monday would be better for me because I'm at 25%. I was like, oh my god.
I'm really worried about that. Like,
Yeah, I
get
pity
started
her.
I did it though.
You did it. You're amazing.
Yeah.
You
I read from the start too.
you
I
should
read like 25% like 3 years before. I didn't even start from there.
yeah. Okay, so overall, we have
I love this book.
3 out of 5s and 1 5 out of 5. So I guess the average is 3.75
Yeah.
if we're talking about Goodreads. We gave our reasons. Like, okay, I know Alice's answer to this, but what were your most favorite characters and least favorite characters? Like, name one character for each.
Daniel and Craig.
Or two, yeah. That's one character. Those two
they're
are one
one.
character.
My least favorite? Like out of the main characters?
I mean,
I think you're. Why do I have a feeling that you're gonna say Sareem?
Surim, yeah.
Yeah, fuck Sareem.
Poor guy.
Also,
the
like
poor
if
guy.
he's like a minor character, if you were like
But he died.
for main characters, I guess like I didn't like Vala, but understood why Vala was like the way she was. Didn't like her.
And again, I understood everything.
Like at the end, I was a bit. Okay, she already almost died. God knows how many times. But now after she's saved and sent to war, she turns all badass and wants to cut her hair and
That's not really like a badass. Like that's called a stress point.
she goes cold as hell.
When
That's like the transformation.
when a
She
character
cuts her hair and
It's so sudden. It's like
it's like
it signifies a new direction for her because she cut her hair. So
she,
it's a whole new look.
she has
to see like she doesn't really have any other choice than to become a different person because she is going to war because of her sentence, and because of that she has the choice either to be Vala the librarian or to become Vala the badass airbender.
okay, but
Like she, because of all the stress and all that heavy stuff happening to her, she can't handle it anymore and she kind of has a breakdown and she just chops off her hair because she hates it and it reminds her of the past and what happened in the past, like in the past time and everything, like all of that. It really
Oh,
heavy on her and it just makes her just get rid of it and start anew, but as a completely different person, and that really like gives us a chance to see a different side of the character in the
yeah.
next.
Yeah. Also, another thing about the hair. Okay, does she have brown hair? By the way,
I think it's light. I don't know.
I
Like
don't know.
for some reason I thought like she always had brown hair, so I was confused because the cover she has
The
blonde
cover,
hair.
yeah, the cover in the cover she's blonde, but
But
then
like in the book she's brunette.
yeah, and then she keeps talking about Rowan as the blonde girl. Like
I was just like,
so,
okay.
yeah.
And it was like because she has like yellow hued skin, which made me think of like Simpsons. Because like I was just like, so you're a Simpsons character?
I don't really know
She's like
anything about her
brunette.
appearance because I have a really good feeling about her character, about like her decisions and stuff like that. But I am really bad at seeing a clear picture of the characters, like of their descriptions, because I don't know, I'm just bad at it. So I can't say anything about that because I have no idea what color her hair is or her eyes or anything.
I thought it was like dark and frizzy, and she had like brown eyes with like gold specks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, I looked at the cover, I'm just like,
the cover was good. Yeah, the cover is good.
yeah, it's a good cover. I'm just like, she's not blonde though.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Like, did she put magic in her hair and it's like blonde now?
Oh, I wouldn't.
She was
think
like doing magic with her hair. I was like, okay.
hairspray magic. And it's like, blunt. But
Uh,
she plays with wind, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my one character that I really liked still was Laurel. Like Laurel is a badass. She's like
oh, we totally
she
forgot.
doesn't show much, but she just like
Yeah,
take this dress, and then she like dressed off. Bye.
yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
just burn this shit.
I really liked that character because she was like very empathic and understood
But she
everything
shows that she's
without
powerful.
words.
That I like that.
Like,
With simple things, she shows how in control she is. I really like that.
yeah, I totally agree with you. What's
So
your least favorite character?
my least favorite character.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe Roan, because she's like because of what you said. She's like
Yes.
he loves you. You just go to him, and then bitch, you went to him. I love him.
You would think.
Me version.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I hated Rowan from the start. She annoyed me so much. She was so damn annoying in every scene she was in, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Mhm.
"Girl,
At
just
first, I liked her because when they were friends, she was actually nice and worried and stuff. But
I
then when
I
from the
saw her worry.
you saw her bullshit.
She understands everything. She knew.
Oh, that is
It's like
bullshit.
from the beginning, Ali is like, I see you, bitch. I see what you're doing. Stop it.
Oh, I don't. I really hated that character. I
Yeah.
just I see through that bullshit. Like I know that scheme. I
Yeah.
just
Cause like cause Vala was like, yeah, I wish I looked like Roan and I wanted to be like her. And then fucking Sareem had a crush on Vala instead of Roan. So I'm like, that's not what you wanted,
That
right?
was actually
You didn't
like
order that.
Vala is just an apprentice and no one really cares about her. And that's one thing that is very critiqued in other books. It's like she's a no one. Like no one really likes her.
Yeah,
Sareem
me
apparently
neither.
has stuff on her. But then suddenly, like the prince like her, then the other prince likes her, then the other guy
Yeah, I
likes
would
her.
just attribute that
Then
to like,
then
it's YA. It happens. There's some love
like
polygons.
I
but
think
Not
it's
even
like
triangles,
Bella
but polygons.
from Twilight version
actually,
2.0.
we have here a chosen one cliche because a chosen one trope because she's the last Airbender. Like, of course, everyone's gonna like her after that or
Yeah,
hate
everyone wants
her,
it.
and like it's a 50-50 chance that, but she's gonna get noticed anyways now that everyone knows about her
Eventually.
magic. Yeah,
Yes.
Considering that she made a storm or cyclone. Mm.
yeah, that was really badass.
Like that's one of the things that got her off was that she did that cyclone and everything was destroyed, but the stuff like where she was standing, and that gets her off of the murder charge or attempt of murder, because like yeah, if she had been trying to kill Prince Aldrich, who was right there, then everything there would be destroyed, and it wasn't. So
I
makes no
think
sense.
we should.
I don't think Egmont have ever had a point there. Like she tried to kill him. What?
She killed everyone but him.
Yeah, she didn't. She didn't grab him into going there. Like Aldrich ran after her.
Yeah. And
Then
by the way, I was before Aldrich told her why he wasn't speaking up for her. I was so mad at him because he was like sitting there with his indifference, and I was like, "What the fuck, man? Just what? Why? No,
He had to brood for a few scenes.
defend her, you idiot.
stop sitting there and doing nothing." And then he kills the guards, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm fine again." I must say that Aldrich is my most favorite character here because he's just so he has so many sides to him, and he's actually a very deep character because like he's one of those characters who gets the deal like who gets shit done.
Yeah,
He just gets shit
he
done,
cares,
and
but
he
he like
doesn't care what other people think of him because like he at least he's doing what no one else is going to do because like everyone else is scared to do it,
yeah.
and
It's not nice to do, but
yeah,
he'll do it.
but he's doing it because someone has to do it, and he's like, I'm gonna be the bad guy, but at least I'm getting shit done.
Yeah,
And
it has to be done.
that really
Whatever.
reminds me of Damon from Vampire Academy.
Yeah, I like Baldric
That's
because
Vampire Diaries. I'm sorry. Alice, did you watch Vampire Diaries?
No, what? Which one is that? There's so many vampire shows. Like, I get them mixed up.
Vampire Diaries is where the brothers love one girl and then
So it's not Suki Stackhouse, right? It's the other one with like Elena and shit.
yeah, Elena, Catherine, yeah. Like I love Damon because he's the one who gets shit done always, even though everyone hates him for that because he's killing people, but they have to be killed because otherwise
People die when
it's
they're
gonna
killed.
happen. Yeah.
Okay. So it's been 1 hour now, a little over 1
Okay.
hour. So we're wrapping this up,
Okay.
and yeah, those were our reviews and our discussion on Air Awakens. If you guys are interested in the book, you can find it everywhere. Like we all had the ebook version because this, for me, the reason was this was like me and Ali spoke, and we decided that we were going to do the read along like 1 week after. And from my experience ordering stuff from the book depository, the last time took like 7 days.
Takes forever.
So yeah, it wouldn't do it. So I just went for the ebook version. And then at like 3 days into it, we got Alice into the read along.
More like 6 days into it.
Okay. And Ali got Alice into it. And yeah.
But just started reading later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did. That's like amazing.
I mean, I decided, like, I'm going to start from the beginning instead of 25%.
Yeah. Let me remember this.
I had that ebook for 3 years, and it was in my iPad the entire time. So I'm like, I'm ready. I was ready.
I'm so glad that you joined because, like, that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, I love this past hour. It's, like, amazing.
Actually, we had Arno. We asked him too, but he was like,
yeah, he doesn't have time.
Yeah, so yeah. So it was the three of us. It was still great, and we had a great time both reading the book and doing this live.
Yeah, like I love this live show thing. Like I could do that every week.
It was messy at first. I was like,
yeah, we had to had some technical issues.
Yeah, because I pressed like start live show, and then it opened Hangouts with only me there, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Where are you guys? And then I started trying to invite them, but they couldn't accept it at first. Yeah.
Thankfully.
Well, next time we know. For the next one, like now we're gonna read the other 4 books in in like more time than 1 day, right, Thomas?
Do you agree?
No promises.
Oh, she's
They're
a rebel.
the same length. I can do it again.
She's a rebel.
I have book 3 on my iPad, but I don't have book 2 somehow.
I actually really recommend the audiobook. Like I really liked it. It's
maybe it gets
nice.
better.
Like I really enjoyed the audiobook, to be honest. I think I would actually listen to it to get more detail.
Yeah.
Of it. Because like it was really good. I really liked the audiobook, and I like in the past year I've read a lot of books in audiobook format, and like there's a rare like I have like the same feeling. I have the same feeling with the Shatter Me series because the person who is reading all of it, she has like different voices for every character, and I love when a reader does that. Like,
yeah,
the actor of the audiobook.
I've never actually heard an audiobook ever. Like,
you really should. I started this year, and it's amazing. Like, I read so many books, and I loved them. And God.
Oh, Allie, did you read Gentleman's Guide with audiobook?
I read both audiobook and
okay.
Yeah, like both.
Was it good? Because like people said the voice for that one was good.
Yeah, I loved the audiobook.
Yeah, they said it was like Tom Riddle from Harry Potter, but like young Tom Riddle.
Yep.
Yeah.
He has a really nice voice, and I was really shocked when he was like talking as Felicity, because
Oh.
her voice actually sounded like she was. Yeah, the voice was low, but like it sounded very kind of feminine, soft. I don't know, and I could actually imagine like it being her voice. And I really love that about the actor who did it. He's like amazing with that shit. Like
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we've
we're going
reached the
to
end of the
stop.
live, and I hope you guys watching enjoyed this. We know we did, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll do the rest of the read along soon-ish when we can, because I'm sure.
I think we should like do it in the next year, like starting January,
Yeah, exactly.
because December is really busy.
Yeah. So yeah, this is it for the first read of Air Awakens. If you guys thought that you would like it, go ahead and read it, and maybe tweet us
Oh,
on that.
definitely read it if you like romance and if you like characters like Aldrich. Oh my god, please read this.
Ali stands Aldrin
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
love
Bella
And yeah. So
and the entire book.
maybe one of you will host the next one. And yeah,
not
I don't know.
this was our first live, so I don't know how to end this now.
Okay. That's it.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to our channels if you enjoyed and if you're new here. And we will see you at the next live.
No, we will see you in our next videos.
Yes,
Yes.
next week. Yeah. Yeah. You got me there. Well, we'll see you in the live together at the next live.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you so much, and I'm gonna click this button now.
Bye.
Bye.